In the shadowed highlands of Honan, where the mist seldom lifts and the wind whispers of ancient wars, a child orphaned by fate was taken in by the reclusive monks of the Order of Light. Within the sacred confines of the Shaolin Temple, hidden among cragged mountains and silent stone, the boy Liu Kang was raised, not merely as a monk, but as a weapon tempered by fire and discipline. Trained in the sacred arts passed down from the legendary great Kung Lao, Liu Kang's prowess was not merely talent, it was prophecy unfolding. The heavens stirred. Lord Raiden, thunder god and protector of Earth Realm, beheld the young warrior with a wary hope. In Liu Kang, Raiden saw not just a student, but Earthrealm's final salvation. The god took the monk beyond mortal reach, to the volatile realm of Outworld, where Liu Kang was entrusted to the tutelage of the drunken master Bo, Raicho, whose facade masked the mind of a genius martial artisan. Years passed like falling leaves, and Liu Kang emerged reborn, refined in combat, pure in purpose, and utterly lethal. He was initiated into the clandestine White Lotus Society, an ancient brotherhood of defenders chosen to preserve Earthrealm's soul. As the 10th Mortal Kombat tournament loomed, Liu Kang was summoned by Grandmaster Wu. He was sent not just to compete, but to reclaim the blood-stained tournament from the sorcerer Shang Tsung, whose corruption had severed its noble roots. 9 tournaments had fallen to Outworld's conquest. Liu Kang arrived on the cursed island of Shang Tsung, where ancient spirits held beneath the soil, and the cries of the defeated echoed through blood-soaked stone. There, he met the Earth Realm champions fated to stand beside him, Johnny Cage, the jester warrior of Hollywood, and Sonya Blade, a soldier seeking justice through the jaws of death. One by one, the shadows fell before Liu Kang, until only Guro remained, the Shokan monstrosity, undefeated for centuries. Exploiting the arrogance of the four-armed titan, Liu Kang struck with divine clarity, felling the beast and seizing the champion's mantle. Enraged, Shang Tsung invoked a final challenge. Their battle shook the island to its roots, ending in Liu Kang's iconic flying kick, taught by Bo, Raicho, guided by the will of the gods. Shang Tsung's defeat triggered the island's collapse. As fire consumed stone, Liu Kang escaped, crowned Mortal Kombat champion. But peace is fleeting. Upon his return, Liu Kang found the Shaolin Temple drenched in blood, his brothers slaughtered by a horde of Tarkatans. Grief gave way to vengeance. Joined by his spiritual brother Kung Lao, and allied with Raiden, Sub-Zero the Younger, Smoke, Jax, and Johnny Cage, Liu Kang crossed into Outworld, marching into the heart of enemy fire. There, he met Princess Kitana, daughter of Shao Kahn and heir of Edenia. In her, Liu Kang saw a flicker of love, and a soul imprisoned. Together, they unraveled the true purpose of the tournament, a ruse to justify conquest. Against the odds, Liu Kang fought through the legions of Outworld. Though Kentaro and a restored Shang Tsung likely stood in his path, it was the tyrant emperor himself, Shao Kahn, whom Liu Kang would once more cast down. Humiliated, Kahn withdrew, but his ambitions remained. When the invasion came to Earth, it was brutal and without mercy. Kung Lao fell, or so it seemed. Liu Kang, wrathful beyond measure, confronted Shao Kahn and defeated him again, shattering his ambitions and freeing countless stolen souls. Edenia, too, was liberated, and Kitana thanked him as a savior of 2 realms. Peace returned like a ghost, fleeting and doomed. In America, Liu Kang met Kai, a new disciple, and trained him in the way of the dragon. Yet beyond the veil, the fallen elder god Shinnok stirred in the Netherrealm, his hatred poisoning Edenia. Kitana was captured. Liu Kang went alone to save her but failed. Earth was next. Gathering the warriors of Earth Realm, Liu Kang stormed the invasion, defeating the fallen god Shinnok in combat, once more sealing Earth's fate with his blood and fire. Kitana offered him her hand, her throne, her love. But Liu Kang, chained by duty, turned away from paradise. But destiny is cruel. The deadly alliance, Shang Tsung and Quan Kai, struck. Disguised as Kung Lao, Tsung ambushed Liu Kang during meditation. Though Liu Kang overwhelmed him, Quan Chi's treacherous sorcery pierced his back. Shang Tsung seized the moment, snapping the champion's neck and consuming his soul. The dragon of Earth Realm had fallen. A shrine was built. A legend mourned. Yet death could not rest him. Raiden, fractured and reborn, reanimated Liu Kang's corpse. The body, corrupted and godless, slaughtered its own brethren. Liu Kang's soul, torn from the cycle, watched in horror. Bound by guilt, he remained in Outworld, aiding the resistance against Onaga. With Ermac, the soul-forged ninja, Liu Kang freed his enslaved allies, including Kung Lao and Katana. Their reunion was brief. Liu Kang's final quest remained: reunite his soul and body. Katana, bonded to his essence, kept his spirit tethered. When Nightwolf accepted this burden, Liu Kang was free to confront his corrupted shell. In the final war atop the Pyramid of Argus, Liu Kang's corpse found Shang Tsung. In a fitting turn of vengeance, he restrained his killer and watched him age into helplessness. But neither Liu Kang nor Nightwolf would survive Armageddon. With Nightwolf's death, Liu Kang's soul faded into the void. But his journey had not ended. Somehow, Liu Kang returned to Wuxi Temple, but the monks were vanishing. Katana arrived with grim news: her warriors were missing too. Suspecting the Black Dragon and Lin Kuei, they parted ways. In a snowy graveyard, Liu Kang faced Sub-Zero and later Scorpion. Strange energies consumed the battles, warriors were transforming. A red-clad stranger emerged. Believing him to be Shang Tsung, Liu Kang struck him down but discovered he was something other. The stranger was not of this world. Shang Tsung soon arrived and revealed he had slaughtered Liu Kang's masters. They fought again. Liu Kang emerged victorious, but chose mercy, allowing Tsung's fate to rest in the hands of the elder gods. When Liu Kang attempted to attune to the stranger's aura, he vanished. Reappearing in Gotham, Liu Kang fell into combat rage, mistaking Batman for a foe. He was defeated and captured, until Raiden rescued him. Soon, both realms, Mortal Kombat and DC, had merged into chaos. Liu Kang reluctantly partnered with Shang Tsung once more. They battled Superman and Green Lantern. Though tension brewed, Liu Kang was saved by Tsung from a deadly ambush. Their alliance endured, barely. At the final stand in the ruins of Outworld Apocalypse, Liu Kang defeated Green Lantern. Raiden, driven mad by rage, attacked Shang Tsung. Liu Kang fought his own mentor, falling unconscious. Raiden believed him dead, which broke the Thunder God's fury and allowed him to confront the true threat, Dark Khan. When the God of Despair fell, the realms began to restore. And Liu Kang, champion of Earth Realm, betrayed soul, lover of Edenia, slayer of tyrants, watched the world reset once more, as the fires of war cooled, and the storm prepared to rise again. From the outset of the Mortal Kombat prophecy, Liu Kang was forged in flame and fate, a Shaolin warrior bound to Raiden's divine call. He emerged from the shadows alongside the Thunder God, casting judgment upon the arrogant actor Johnny Cage, who dared blaspheme Raiden's name. His contempt was not misplaced. For already, the sacred tournament, an ancient rite soaked in blood and betrayal, had begun to spiral beyond mortal grasp. Liu Kang bore witness to Earthrealm's grim assembly, Sonya, Jax, and others drawn into the coming slaughter. His soul trembled as Kung Lao, defying destiny, entered the tournament unbidden. When his brother-in-arms fell to the Wraith Scorpion, Liu Kang lifted him from defeat, a silent vow forming behind his stoic eyes. His true battle began in the shadows of Shao Kahn's laboratory of horrors. From this den emerged Ermac, a twisted chorus of souls bound into a single monstrous form. Though never formally entered into the tournament, Liu Kang was anointed Earthrealm's final hope. He struck Ermac down, fire triumphing over the voices of the damned. In secret, he trained beneath Raiden's gaze. The Thunder God, haunted by cryptic visions from a shattered future, became convinced that he must win, referred not to himself, but to Liu Kang. When Katana was unleashed to assassinate him, Liu Kang subdued her. She begged for death. He offered mercy. This mercy, like many of his choices, would fester into tragedy. Soon came a relentless gauntlet. Scorpion and Quan Kai fell beneath his fists. Guro, the ancient champion, was vanquished. Shang Tsung's throne room became a crucible, and Liu Kang emerged victorious, Earthrealm's reluctant savior. But Raiden's shattered amulet foretold a cost not yet paid. At the Wuxi Academy, Liu Kang was immortalized as champion. But celebration soured into carnage. Shang Tsung returned with Tarkatan horrors. Sonya was captured. The bloodbath began anew. Kung Lao and Liu Kang were sent to liberate their masters, only to be lured into a deeper game. In the shadows of the tower, Liu Kang discovered Katana's captivity. Shiva and Noob Saibot stood in their way. Victories were earned in sweat and pain. Guro, beaten again, whispered grim omens. Katana was to die in the Colosseum. Rage overtook Liu Kang. His fire grew darker. Katana was saved, but the moment of false triumph birthed disaster. Kung Lao, declaring himself the Chosen One, battled Quan Kai, Shang Tsung, and Kentaro. He triumphed, only to be butchered by Shao Kahn. As Kung Lao's neck was snapped, Liu Kang's soul cracked. He unleashed fire upon the emperor, seemingly killing him. But evil does not die so easily. Healed by Quan Kai, Shao Kahn returned, bringing Sindel from the grave. Liu Kang, broken by grief, stood with Raiden before the apathetic elder gods. When they returned to Earth Realm, they found ash and ruin. Nightwolf sacrificed himself. Katana died in Liu Kang's arms. Trust in Raiden was severed with her final breath. When Raiden spoke of allying with Quan Kai, Liu Kang saw madness. When Raiden revealed the truth, that Shao Kahn must win for the elder gods to intervene, Liu Kang's fury exploded. He defied Raiden. The thunder god struck back with lightning. Liu Kang's own fire clashed in defiance. The result? A charred body, a dying breath. You have killed us all. The fire monk perished. Earth Realm paid the price. From death, he rose twisted, a revenant molded by Quan Chi's hate. Liu Kang became vengeance incarnate, serving beneath Shinnok. In Netherrealm's cryptic court, he conspired with undead brethren, Kung Lao, Katana, Sindel, to unshackle their dread master. In life, Liu Kang had been Raiden's blade. In death, he became his executioner. When confronted by Jax, he revealed his resentment. Raiden murdered me. He stole everything. Once a champion, now a wraith of wrath. When Shinnok claimed the Sky Temple, Liu Kang longed to end Raiden himself. But his rage met defeat again. His fall deepened. Upon Shinnok's loss, Liu Kang fled. Raiden, reborn in darkness, cast a grim omen, hurling Shinnok's severed head at his feet. Now Fire God Liu Kang stood poised for vengeance anew. War seemed certain. Kronika answered the Revenant's despair, offering salvation through time itself. The sands churned. The past collided with the present. A younger Liu Kang, a man of hope, now stood face to face with the monster he'd become. The Revenant mocked him. The past refused to break. At last, Kronika bound the timelines. The Revenant Liu Kang absorbed the soul of his younger self. Raiden, abandoning godhood, sacrificed his essence to purify what remained. The result? A new being, Fire God Liu Kang, forged from the ashes of all timelines, wielding flame and time. With divine wrath, Liu Kang shattered Kronika's forces. Cetrion, the false goddess of virtue, fell to his burning might. Kronika, desperate, cast them to the dawn of creation. But even time itself broke beneath Fire God Liu Kang's fury. Kronika died screaming, turned to glass and scattered to dust. Raiden, now mortal, passed Earthrealm's protection to his student. But the burden of reshaping time proved perilous. Shang Tsung returned, clever, deceitful, ancient. The fire god allowed the sorcerer to rise, playing a game within a game. He sacrificed all to create a pure new era. A peaceful realm untainted by Kronika's cycles. In the end, two titans clashed at the hourglass, Shang Tsung, corrupted by ambition, Liu Kang, charged with divinity. Should Liu Kang triumph, Shang Tsung dissolves into dust, and the new era begins. If the sorcerer wins, he drinks Liu Kang's soul dry, reshaping the cosmos in his vile image. In the purest ending, Fire God Liu Kang stands as time's shepherd. At the new Wuxi Academy, he appears before the great Kung Lao, not as a teacher, but as destiny itself. His final words echo like thunder across eternity. Greater than, you are humble. Unlike your reincarnation, the wheel has turned, the fire burns anew.